In this video, I'm breaking down the 5-step roadmap to making money on Instagram with under 1,000 followers. Whether you are just getting started, you are growing, or you're wanting to scale, I'm giving you in this video the exact roadmap for how me and my clients have been able to make tens of thousands of dollars with small audiences. So if you want to make money on Instagram from the audience that you already have, this is the exact blueprint you need to be following. Let's start with number 1, which is the first step to all of this. The first thing which you need to do is realize that your small audience is actually your secret weapon in business. A lot of the times people will tell you, or people will assume, that you need to grow a bigger audience in order to make more sales and make more money on Instagram or start making money in the first place, but follower numbers do not equal sales and income. And actually having a small audience can be one of the biggest and most beneficial things for you to have in your business. If you have under 1,000 people in your audience, if you have 100 people in your audience, if you have even 50 people in your audience, you can still make sales and make a lot of money from that audience, but you need to get to know them first. You need to build real relationships with these people. You need to connect with them, and having a small audience actually gives you that perfect opportunity, because if you had 10,000 followers, you cannot build one-to-one relationships with every single person. You cannot get to know them. You cannot ask them questions and find out about them and learn about them in the way that you can with a small audience, where you can actually engage with every single person in your audience. Imagine how powerful it would be for your business if you were able to fully understand and have a relationship with every single person in your audience. Even if you have an audience of 50 people, as one of my clients has, and she has signed multiple clients from that audience of just 50 people, imagine if you were to build relationships with every single person, if you were to be actively having a messenger conversation with every single person, if every single person was really engaged with your content because they'd built this relationship with you. Firstly, your engagement rate would be absolutely amazing, and then that would help you to grow in turn. But secondly, it would mean that when you do come out with offers, when you do come out with programs, your audience are primarily warm leads. They're not filled with a bunch of thousands of people of cold leads, because that's not what you want. You want warm leads, and that is what is going to get you sales versus the numbers which you see as followers. So really utilize this time when you do actually have a small audience to get data about these people, learn about them, start conversations with them, find out about your audience so you know them really in depth and really in detail. So when we go on to the second step of this process and we look at your actual offer that you're putting out, you can create something which is perfectly targeted for the audience you already have and which you have people literally ready to buy. The second step in this process that you want to take is you want to create a no-brainer high-ticket offer for your audience. Now, a lot of people will miss particularly the no-brainer part, and this is why that first step is so important, of actually understanding your audience, not just on a surface level, but having conversations and really understanding what are their pain points, what are they desiring right now, what are they wanting and needing from you, not just in your content, but also in the programs and offers which you are creating for them. If you can create an offer which feels like a complete no-brainer for your ideal client and your audience which you currently have, no matter how small they are, then it's really easy for them to jump in, because they can clearly see how this offer is going to help them to get more of what they are wanting in their life or their business. So use that information which you have gathered from this first step to create something which is an easy yes for your ideal client and for your audience to jump into. Now, the second part to this is high ticket offer. And the reason why you want to be focusing on this is, especially with a small audience, this is what is going to give you a chance to massively grow really fast. Because having a high ticket offer means that you're able to work really closely with someone. It is a premium offer where you're able to usually work one-to-one with somebody or give a high level of support in some other way. And you are able to get big results, big testimonials, and big case studies that you can then use to further grow this program and to further grow your business. And especially with a small audience, this makes it really easy for you to take this to a full-time income really quickly, because with high ticket offers, you only need a few people to say yes. You're not needing hundreds of clients. You're not even needing tens of clients. You literally just need one handful of people to say yes to your program and to start working with you for you to be able to take this to a full-time income really quickly. When you are creating this offer, you really want to make sure that you're keeping in mind what is either the biggest problem for your ideal client and audience right now, or what is the solution and goal which they are most focused on achieving or bringing into their life at the moment. So really focus on what is that biggest desire for them. What is going to be the thing which is going to be an obvious yes, because this is their main goal, this is the main thing they're working on, or this is the main thing which they're wanting to change. If at this point you're still not sure 100% what that exactly is for your audience, we really want to make sure we're getting this step right, because that makes all the other further steps in this process so much easier. So ask your audience, use polls, actually engage with them ask them the question of what they're wanting to see. Ask them how you can support them. What is their biggest pain point at the moment? What is their biggest struggle, and what are their goals for this year? The third step to making more money on Instagram from your small audience is creating content exclusively around either where they're at right now or where they're wanting to go. So where they're at right now looks like, what are their current struggles? What are their current pain points? Where are they currently at in the area of their life which you support them with? And then in terms of where they're wanting to go, what are their big goals at the moment? What is most prevalent for them? What are they focusing on? Where is their energy going? And what are they most wanting to fix or solve at the moment? And when you're creating content, you want to focus in on these two areas specifically and nothing else. All of your content should either speak to where they are right now, i.e. it should resonate with where they're currently at in terms of really showing that you understand their current struggles, you understand where they're currently at, you understand what their situation currently looks like. Or your content should be speaking to where they're wanting to go. So it's showing them this desire of theirs, showing them this goal, showing that it is possible for them, showing what that process to getting there actually looks like, and positioning yourself as the person who can help them to get from A to B and to get to where they're wanting to go. Now, this can be a really easy area for people to slightly miss the mark and then wonder why their content isn't actually converting and isn't actually getting results. And a lot of the time, people will be focusing on slightly the wrong things. They'll be focusing in on these value posts and making sure they're showing a lot of value and really using that to position themselves as an expert and show that they know their stuff, that they have massive amounts of knowledge in this area. And while yes, that can be really helpful, you want to be focusing in on a slightly different way of approaching that. Your biggest focus should really be on showing your audience that they are in the right place by being in your audience in the first place. So that is where it really comes in with the content that is resonating with them, that's really speaking to where they're at and showing them that this is the right place for them to be in to get support in the area they're wanting to improve. But then what you really need to do beyond this is you need to show them that it is possible for them to go from A to B and to go to where they're wanting to go. If they're wanting to scale their business, for example, you need to almost show them this process, show them that it is possible, not just through your journey or through your clients' testimonials, but through the content which you're sharing as well and through how you're speaking about things. You need to be the type of person who is able to show them that this is a possibility for them, that they can get here, that they're in the right place currently, and that your program and working with you is going to be the thing which fills that gap for them. Now, this does come down to sharing value content, yes, but not in the way that most people would do it. It doesn't come down to sharing, here are my 5 tips for this, or here are 3 ways that you can do this. That content can be really helpful, but instead, if you're able to focus in more on content which maps out that process for them, so it shows them that this is how you can get to here. This is how you can add this income to your business. This is how you can get to this place. That is what they're really wanting to see versus the smaller tips and tricks which they can implement. Now, I see a lot of business owners will simply stop here. They'll stop at this point and they'll think, okay, I've got the offer, I know my audience, and I'm putting out content, so that's all I need to do. And yes, there can be some sales which do come through that way, but that's not gonna get you consistent leads and it's not gonna get you consistent sales in the way that you're wanting, especially with a small audience. However, there is a way that you can actually utilize this small audience to make sure that you are actually getting consistent sales and consistent leads with that. That leads us on to the 4th thing which you need to be doing if you're wanting to make more money from your small audience. So you need to be giving people a way to actually indicate and let you know that they are your ideal client. You need to give people a chance to actually put their hand up and say, hey, I'm your ideal client over here. So you know who you can actually be engaging with, who you can be having conversations with, and you can really nurture these people because you know who they are. Your content is really able to handle those first few steps for you of getting them intrigued, getting them engaged, but you need something which can be that next step for them to take, because expecting them to go from just consuming completely free Instagram posts and scrolling through the feed and seeing your posts pop up every so often to actually booking a call with you or to applying for your program, that is a big step for somebody to take. And usually it's going to take them quite a while in the buyer's journey then to actually convert into clients, which is not necessarily what we're wanting. We can make that process so much quicker by adding in a middle step there where they can essentially just put their hand up, let us know that they're an ideal client, and we can engage with them and nurture them specifically from there. This can look like the traditional way that a lot of people will do this, of having a freebie of some kind of opt-in where someone would need to put in their email to gain access to a PDF, to a template, to a video training, something along those lines. But here's the secret. Again, as we said in step 2, you need to make this a no-brainer for your ideal client. You need to make this irresistible to them. You need to make it something which is an obvious yes. Most people will create a freebie around something which is a nice to have, something which is nice for their ideal client to have. It's not necessarily something which is a top priority for them. It's not something which grabs their attention straight away. It's something which, yep, this could be nice, this could be interesting. And that usually doesn't spark them and inspire them enough to actually go and sign up for that thing. And even if it does, usually they won't even read it. They'll sign up, they'll forget about it, it will sit in their inbox. And that is not what we are wanting because it serves no purpose doing that. So what you really want to do when you're creating this freebie or some kind of opt-in where they're able to cross a line and let you know they're the ideal client is you really want to think about what would be the perfect step one for them based on where they're currently at and where they're wanting to go. What would be the step one just before your program where that's an obvious next step for them to take? They're not quite at the level of maybe joining your program yet, but it's perfect for them to opt in to get a taste of what it's like with you and to get a taste of your experience and your knowledge. As an example, if you are somebody who helps people with the strategies for their Instagram content posting, this could look like giving them a PDF with 30 ideas that will convert from their Instagram posts. That is an irresistible offer for that ideal client because it's solving the problem which they currently have. Yes, it's a short-term solution and it's a step one essentially because it's not going to be the long-term solution to them struggling in terms of their Instagram strategy and not sure what to post, but it's helping them a massive step along the way. Once you have these steps all set up, we are moving on to the fifth and final step for getting you more clients and making you more money on your Instagram with a small audience. And that is actually utilizing the leads which you've got from step 4. So we've got to a place where we're very easily having a consistent stream of leads coming in, we're attracting them into our audience, we're nurturing them in our audience, and we're having them get to a place where they can actually let us know that they are warm leads. What we then want to do is really personalize this experience for them, especially with selling a high ticket program. Really have conversations with these people, get to know these people, get to know when they've opted in for your freebie, how did they find it, what was helpful about it, how are they finding now their strategy, what was it that they were looking to solve in the first place from downloading that freebie. Have conversations with them, get curious, and do this in a very natural way. But it also means that you're able to really personally invite people into your program. If you're having a conversation with someone and they share that they are really struggling with the thing which you help people with, and you're able to ask them some questions about this, what this currently looks like, where are they actually working on this, what are they wanting to achieve this year, all of those different types of conversation starters, you can have conversations around this, you can really get to know them, and then you're able to really personally invite them into your program, invite them into working with you, share how you can actually help them from a really genuine place because you've had conversations around what they're struggling with and you're simply letting them know that, hey, I can actually help you with this and I think you would be perfect for this program and here's what we could achieve working together inside this program. This gives your warm leads a really personalized experience where they're able to really talk through where they're currently at with you. They're able to really find out, can this person actually help me before they've even got on a sales call with you, before they've even had more of a sales conversation with you. You can really just get to know this person and get to know whether you can actually help them and what they're really struggling with, where they're wanting to go. And the best part of this blueprint with these 5 steps is clients can come from any stage. Some of your clients will not get all the way to step 5, they will convert after just seeing your content. Some of them will convert after just opting into your free training, for example, and some of them will convert after having conversations with you. But essentially, these 5 steps are giving you a full blueprint where you're really able to maximize your chances of getting clients because you're opening up several routes and they're all building on each other as well. So that is my exact blueprint to making more sales from Instagram with your small audience, no matter the size. Comment below which of these steps was your favorite and which one you are going to be implementing first. Now, once you have monetized this small audience, that is the time to be thinking about growing your audience and growing your following and actually starting to build and enhance your personal brand so you can scale this up. So watch this video next to get my 5 tips on making your personal brand absolutely magnetic to your audience. Without doing this, you are leaving money on the table. I hope this video helped you and I'll see you in the next one.